I'm a comedian who still somehow is in the world of science. And they're like, you liar. Yeah, my IQ's 147. That's really high. And most of mine is from pattern recognition. And so, yeah, I do have a father's instinct. A lot of really, really high IQ people don't bother trying to talk to people that aren't smart. I think that's one of their problems. They're kind of selfish with it. You know, they don't take the time to try and explain some of these concepts to people that it could really help their lives. And so one of the problems I face is when I'm trying to explain a complicated topic, it's people that have a lower IQ and they're also mean. Like those people just litter up the fucking comment section. They're just like, 147, 142, 2 points below genius level. Well, I mean, I think IQ doesn't matter if you don't have logos, if you don't have logic, if you don't have truth. If you lie to yourself and lie to others, you can have a 500 IQ and you're just a dipshit. Useless. That's genius level? It is. It is. I have a genius IQ. Genius. And I won't let the shame tactics make me not say that. It's fucking true. Like, if you test 1,000 people on the IQ, I'm in the top 2 or 3 people. I have teaching instincts though, where it's like, I don't want to give up on people. You know, I could show you a 2-hour conversation I've had with the guy who won the Nobel Prize for gravitational theory. Where a lot of respect, a lot of interaction, a lot of talking, and people would still be like, did your mommy tell you you're smart? But a lot of high IQ people can't interact with people. They have a hard time because the people sound so dumb. Like there's people in the comment section that keep thinking that they burn me. They're like, well, today he said it was cold, but last week he said it was a warm temperature. What a fraud. Ugh. Like, okay, it's that stupid. But it's just different examples. And so the exhaustion comes from me being like, actually, so I just ban everybody that's like that. Because you can be dumb and humble and have logos and bring more to the table than a smart person that sucks. And so my new method is just getting rid of all of them. Because they never stop. Gravity it doesn't exist. And I know I'll get shit for that. He's so stupid, he doesn't think gravity exists. I mean, look, there's gravity right there. And there's gravity right there. I mean, he doesn't know 9.81 meters per second squared. People are so dumb that they can't possibly fathom that what they were told in their Rockefeller-funded grabber schools was not true. Why would someone lie about that? The control of all energy? Why would someone lie about that? To control all energy? The biggest power cartel, the biggest cartel in the entire world. Energy. Explains the salt in the water. Yes, exactly. The electric snow globe theory. The earth is the earth. Plasma. BB, can I be verified? Gravity doesn't exist, Bear. Welcome. Yeah, gravity doesn't exist. It can't be measured or recreated in a lab. The moon wouldn't be there with its current properties if they're under the gravitational laws. Gravity, as are described by Albert Einstein, is total bullshit. Yeah, there is no gravity. I don't like to talk about this stuff because there's so many more things to talk about that don't make people so furious. But there's clearly no gravity, guys. I always thought dark matter was BS, just like a lot of theoretical physics. Dark matter is required for the gravitational theory to work. This is why when I say there's no gravity and people go, you're so stupid. Ugh! Okay, without dark matter and dark energy, there is no gravitational theory. None of it makes any sense. The planets would not operate this way. There'd be no Big Bang. None of it. None. All the math, just none of it works. So the proof of dark matter is that they know they're right. So if it wasn't for this, that all the stars, all the planets, all the matter of all of the universe is less than 5% of the entire universe. That the majority of the universe is something that no one can see, measure, touch, none of it. So how do you know it's there? Because if it wasn't there, we'd be wrong. So maybe you're just wrong. No. Listen, climate denier. If we were wrong, we are right. And so, we have a given. If you don't know how logic works, given, we are right. Given, there must be dark matter. What part of logic don't you understand? So show me dark matter. You can't. That's why it's dark. What? You can't see it, measure it, touch it, taste it, hear it. Nothing. But it's there. How do you know it's there? Because if it wasn't there, we'd be wrong. And we know we aren't wrong because we're narcissistic grabblers. Space is a literal... There is no space. It's fine. Get mad at me all you want. What makes objects fall instead of float? Electricity. Actually, I'll be a little humble here. I don't know. I know what it isn't. It's the thing that is one of the biggest lies in the world. If equals we are right. That's what's so insane, and that they won't studying all the beneficial... All I know is that astronomy has always bummed me out for some reason. Yeah, it's intentional to bum you out. Dark matter is a scientism cop-out. Oh, it's so dumb. I can't believe people fall for it. 95% of the universe is a material that you can't see, touch, or measure. But we know it's there. Why? Because if it wasn't there, our theory wouldn't be true. What I'm saying right now is exactly their argument. We know that there's dark matter because if it wasn't there, then that would make us wrong. Can you measure dark matter? No. How do you know it's there? Because if it wasn't there, we'd be wrong. So what proof do you have? None whatsoever. So why do you think it's there? Because if it wasn't there, then our gravitational theory would be wrong. So how do you measure it? You can't. That's why it's called dark. It's invisible on all levels. So how do you know it's there? Because if it wasn't there, we'd be wrong. And the given is that I'm right because I'm wearing a white lab coat. What? Guys, that's real. That's exactly real. Same with black holes. Oh, I know. And it's falling apart because it's so dumb. That just gave me chills. It should. Well, your name is Frosty the Bear, so that's probably why you have dark matter, antimatter. No, antimatter is different than dark matter. Dark matter and dark energy, all it is, this is exactly what it is. It's assumed matter and energy because the only proof they have that it exists is because if it didn't exist, it would mean they were wrong. Wrap your head around that. My mind is gravy. Oh, dude. None of the gravitational theories work at all. None. And so the way it's all held together, no pun intended, is dark matter. How do you measure dark matter? You can't. Where do you see it? You can't. Can you measure it anywhere? No. Where is it? It's everywhere, but nowhere. So why do you know it exists? Because if it didn't exist, we wouldn't get government funding. BB nailed the mindset there. Yeah, they believe it. Guys, I used to host a physics podcast. I interviewed the guy who got a Nobel Prize for gravitational waves. I interviewed Bill Nye. I interviewed the guy who designed the rocket that allegedly landed on Mars. When people act like I'm just this idiot, my college major was World War II, specifically the Holocaust, the Babler cost. I'm kind of a physics guy. You know, I check out my old physics podcast. It was me and Kevin Hickerson, a PhD in nuclear physics, hosted a physics podcast at Caltech for like a year. It's like I interviewed some of the highest ranking science babblers in the world. So it's like when people act like I'm just some retard, I'm like, no, I know what I'm talking about. It's a great lie. And these people don't get tenure unless they're willing to lie. I'm very aware of physics. I've had hour-long conversations with like Andy Weir, who wrote The Martian, and you know, guys who've got Nobel Prizes and shit. Like I've sat there and we've just worked through ideas for hours. I know what they think. I know that their pitch. It's fucking bullshit. The guy that claims he built the rover and landed on Mars was nonsense. The Earth is the grounding rod and the ocean is the electrolyte. And it's I'm not the first to come up with this, by the way. It makes complete sense that the sun is the energy goes and then you got the grounding rods of the Earth. The ocean is the electrolyte filled with salt. The energy goes in a giant circle. It goes back up to the moon. That's why moonlight is actually cooler than just the night itself. And the tides are affected by the moon, but it's not the way people say. It's as the energy flow goes back and forth. It's almost like you're witnessing the breathing of a battery. The universe is electric, exactly. That's the only model that's ever made any sense to me. That you have The sun is the positive, the moon is the negative, and it's very similar to male and female energy. Sounds very Tesla. It is. The 3 is the positive, the 6 is the earth, the 9 is the negative.